This is the word to you, like it was sent to Archippus. See to it that you fulfill your ministry. See to it. Make sure. It is your responsibility. It is your duty. It is your duty. It is your duty. Not just to do your ministry. No. It didn't say do your ministry. It said fulfill it. Jesus did not come to do the law. He fulfilled the law. That is, he gave it everything it demanded. It's your duty. Some of you are doing ministry. You are not fulfilling ministry. Don't just do ministry. Fulfill the ministry. Fulfill the ministry. Fulfill the ministry. Fulfill the ministry. So you need to understand the ministry. Then you now need to understand beyond doing it. To making sure there is no part of the instruction that is not carried out. To make sure, listen to this, when it comes to fulfilling ministry, they're in threefold. Number one, there is no part of the instruction that is not carried out. Number two, there is no potential of the calling that is not explored. Can I give you number three? And this is number three is the major one the devil fights the most. There is no reach of the ministry that is not covered. That is, your ministry has certain circumference or certain geographical space or certain demography. It must cover. What the devil wants to do as touching that is he wants to peg you as part of a clique. You are a Paul. Are you following what I'm saying? Okay, you are a Peter. You started out with the Jews, but now God is bringing you to the Gentiles. The devil wants to give you a nomenclature. I'm for the Jews. I belong to the revival movement. And people even assume the streams. And once they assume the stream, they start talking like the streams they have assumed. What I'm bold to tell you now is that you don't even know your streams yet. Do the work for a while. It will be clear. Just do ministry. Don't do streams. Do you understand what I'm saying? Listen to what I'm saying. If you don't even understand what title you should wield, whether an apostle, prophet, or pastor, do ministry. The ministry will make it obvious. Don't start out and just say, I am this. And then you will have to maintain that in pride. Just do the work of the ministry. Start doing what God has said you should do. Do it at every level you find the opportunity to do it. Don't go and look for streams and say, I belong to Paul or I belong to Apollos. Because you must understand that as you live, there are different facets of ministry you come into. There might be a season that what you are doing is teaching. Another season come, what you have entered is the prophetic. Another season come, what you have entered is this. Forget about the nonsense and the things people tell you that you are going to be one thing. It's a lie of the devil. So the idea is this: where your flexibility stops, your assignment stops. You just keep doing the things you have said you believe. And God will have to move on and give another person the same anointing. And they will be doing the same work. Why? Because you could not fasten yourself to his chariot. So to fill your ministry, you're going to humble yourself a lot of times over. You'll have to humble yourself and bend your back. And realize that part of fulfilling may be you doing the things you have spoken against. When our ministry started as a Bible study and a discipleship ministry, friends of the world, I do tell them we can never become a church. That's one of the worst level of foolishness I've seen myself execute. How do I say we can never? How do you put never to what you don't know? It's simple to say we are not a church. Say, will you ever become a church? I don't know. And you must have many I don't know answers. Because you actually don't know. I even went as far as saying, if we ever say we are becoming a church, leave. So somebody left. And I say, why would you do this? Say, you are the one that said we should leave. What you know is what you have received yet. Let me say this to you. Can I even help you with this? No mandate is received once. Let me explain. So even if you say our mandate is this, to bring deliverance, blah, 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 it looks complete. But as you mature and you are given to time, certain clauses will be highlighted. It becomes clearer with time, with practice and exposure. So you will never receive the fullness of it until you start in the first place. Do you understand what I'm saying? And once you start, understand that you are limited in the scope and keep trusting God for more. Let me give you an example. My understanding of going to raise God's end time army, when God told me that, is different from my understanding of raising end time army now. Do you understand what I'm saying? Are we still raising the armies? Yes. But the quality of them will increase as my understanding increases. Now, let me say this to you. One of the ways to fulfill your ministry is that your body of message reflects the mandate. Stop spending time outside the calling. What is the tool that distinguishes ministries from ministries? Apart from the mandate. What distinguishes ministry from ministry? It's their emphasis. What's their emphasis? Their message. What's the tool you are expected to fulfill with in ministry? Your message. What makes the difference between what we do in Sphere of Light Church and what they do in Redeem? The message. What informs the message? The mandate. So, what I'm saying is, your mandate determines your message. Once you have received the mandate, that is the general mandate of the house. It means that it is not an apostolic template if you have associate pastors who have different mandates. You can't tell me that God has said we should raise God's end time armies. You now say your own mandate in this commission is to raise worshippers. No, you won't preach. You will not have the privilege. From the day I find out, the process to stop the fellow around the altar begins with immediate effect. So you see? And that's why you can enter some churches. And I'm not, this is not a derogatory way. I'm going to use different names. You go to a church, one of the branch looks like Christ Embassy. The same church. You go to another place, another branch looks like Seventh-day Adventist. The same church. You go to another branch, look like Celestia. The same church. Another branch looks like CAC. The same church. Another branch look like this. Why? Deliberate attempt to make sure the mandate and the execution is equal in quality has been stopped. If Coke can have the same taste all over the country, your ministry should have the same feel. If Coke can maintain the same taste, the same quality, why should ministry not? What happens is that you do not have quality control measures. What happens is that you don't have a deliberate, a definite syllabus raising the quality of these men. And sometimes you have placed the syllabus on the hands of men who are wrong. So I went to a Bible college, and the man who was taking us was sleeping while teaching. And I said, when people are done with this Bible college, they will go for ordination under a sleeping preacher. The church has taken time to write down all those things, but the wrong man is taking it. You listen. Can I beg you this? You want to be sure that your best hands are in charge of raising the next generation. Listen to this. Not your best preachers. Sometimes the mistake people make is that they give the best preachers. No. Best hands. Best hands are not best preachers, but they release best quality. But it is the quality of their spirit that rubs off. Anywhere we are planting church, I don't think about who is vibrant. I think about who has carried my spirit. What God will put on Sphere of Light Church is already in me. It takes somebody growing on the other hand. And that's why in Sphere of Light Church, we don't have a structure. Listen to what I'm saying. No matter where you are coming from and the exploits you have done, we will retrain you here. Do you understand what I'm saying? How come you can work at Fidelity Bank for 10 years and join Access Bank and they train you for Access Bank? But you are a church that somebody has served somewhere else, but they come here and immediately the assistant pastor. If bank can be wise, but church is not. So one of the first assignments you want to do as a minister, understand the mandate. Build the template that raised the men. That might be for those who are already in active ministry. To fulfill the ministry, you must insist that you are building according to the pattern shown to you. You must insist. Listen to what I'm saying. You must insist. You must be hard on yourself. You must be hard on yourself. Ministers, be hard on yourself. Be hard on yourself. You want to make sure that you yourself becomes a correct template. If what you want to see is diligence, your life preaches it. If what you want to see is holiness, your life preaches it. If it is prayer, your life demonstrates it. Having done that and gotten it right, you want to also insist that the quality of men leading the work with you are also men who work with the template. I tell our pastors that what I want exists and it is possible. Some of them may feel, why is it that sometimes apostle is just, it's being hard on us, it's this and that. We will be till the template is bettered.